Hello and welcome back to JustinTV. I'm your host Justin, and today we got some gameplay from that new game mode Souped Up. It's pretty interesting. I actually really like the idea of kill confirmed, but you actually have to collect the tags to gain something, because a lot of the time I feel like when we play kill confirmed, a lot of people just go around shooting and they don't actually collect the tags and yada yada yada, and objective based, you know what I mean. I have a lot of fun with the game mode. The only thing I don't really like is, when they run around with shotguns and knives. That's kind of just annoying because it's just one shots. And with the way the tags work, if you just collect 2, you get super speed. So they're running around like Mach 7 just stabbing you and stuff. You'll see it in the gameplay. But we're also rocking the Sidewinder, I think is what it's called, with the magma camo. And oh my god, I spent 9.5 hours straight grinding 800,000 XP collecting this camo. That's why there wasn't a video last week. It was because it was literally like the deadline, and I just like completely ruined my sleep schedule doing this. It was from like 1 in the morning till like 10:30. I just played straight zombies. That's why I didn't have any gameplay. But I have the camo now. It's great. And we're here. We're back, baby. And today I want to talk about that phrase, you are what you eat. Now, you could take this like literally. You could take it literarily. You could take it metaphorically. Some otherly. And I was going to say, let's just skip some of it, but actually, let's go into what it means literally. Because, I'm not saying that if you eat a chicken, you're going to become a chicken. That's obvious to, like, everyone watching the video. You have consciousness. You're a person. You're past the age of 5. But if you don't eat foods that are healthy or something like that, something that, that's bad for you. If you eat a lot of junk food, you're going to feel like shit. You're going to feel like junk. But if you eat a lot of good food that's just good, I don't know, like organics, maybe not, maybe GMOs. I personally like GMOs. But if you eat a lot of food that's actually high in nutritional value and vitamins, you'll feel good. You'll feel good about yourself, and you'll just have a better mindset overall. I think about the times where I've been lowest in life. It's when I've been eating the most junk food, the most fast food, the most just shit. And that just translates into me having a bad mood, bad mindset about a lot of things. Now, obviously, a lot of factors play into that, but that's one of the things that can make you feel better about yourself and your position in life. Another thing is, like, if you eat a lot of foods that are high in calories or carbs, you'll be a bigger person. Or if you eat less calories and less carbs, you'll get slimmer and thinner. Me personally, right now, I'm actually probably the thinnest I've ever been. Probably I weigh the least I've ever been. And just this summer, I was the heaviest I've ever been. That's also because I struggled with alcohol problems. But life is a roller coaster, and to prepare you for the highs and the lows of it, try to eat the best you can, man. And do what's right for you. Just because I'm saying to eat, food, doesn't mean that you necessarily have to eat as much food as you might think that I'm talking about. But, I see, videos of Lizzo saying she's, eating healthy, and, props to Lizzo. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. Love that girl. But I see what she's eating. She's putting a bunch of it in butter and grease, and that's not the healthiest thing that you can do, and that's why it translates into a lot of butter and grease. I'm being so mean right now. I'm sorry. I've been watching a lot of queso, and I've been going to the gym a lot with a bunch of guys, and yeah, I could definitely see how that's definitely rubbing off on just the way my mind thinks about things. But let's move on to the more interesting aspect of the video, and that's the literary aspect of what you consume. Because I think you could definitely take that you are what you eat literally, but you can definitely take it literarily because you consume media. You don't just read or watch it, you consume it. I sound like an English teacher right now. But whether it be music, videos, movies, video games, manga, books, art pieces, just photographs, I think a lot of them shape who we are as people as we view, listen, consume the media. Think back to when you were a teenager, or if you're a teenager right now, think about a fandom that you've been a part of or that you are in. And think about how that has shaped you as a person. Just an example, because I've been playing a lot of it. Final Fantasy VII, I know a lot of kids back in the day, a lot of teenagers specifically, because that's who it was marketed to, wanted to be like Cloud. The cool guy who seems mysterious and gets the ladies, They admire the character that is Cloud and wish to be like him in some sort of aspect. A lot of these characters that we end up relating to eventually end up imprinting themselves onto us in some form of fashion. One of my favorite series, Berserk, has the character of Guts, who his entire story is just about him facing harder and harder hardships and continuing to live on despite the just horrendous situation he always finds himself within. Almost every chapter of the manga is him struggling. Obviously, in the later end of the chapters, there's been a lot more peaceful moments. We've gotten to see a little bit more of this softer side of Guts. Or in Vinland Saga, who we start the story off with Thorfinn going on a revenge story and killing and fighting, and it's awesome at the time, but then when you reflect back on all the things that he actually did, and you think about, because it's, you know, it's a manga or an anime, you kind of just stop thinking about them being actual humans, but if you put yourself in the situation that Thorfinn was in, and you think about actually killing the people that he did, it will fuck with you mentally. And that's why the entire real story of Vinland Saga is trying to atone for the actions of your past and becoming a better person than who you were before. And I think a lot of people can relate to wanting to do that, and from just reading that story, it changed who I was as a person. I'm not saying that I am Thorfinn, but what I am saying is that aspects of his character have been imprinted onto me and have wanted me to change the way that I live my life and the way that I act around other people. You know, a lot of the bad decisions that we make in life are made through just ignorance. We don't think about the people around us or the consequences of our actions and how that will affect those people and how they feel about what we do or even just what we say. Because of that interaction that I've had with that medium, that manga, that anime, whatever, it has inherently changed the way that I go about consuming media, and that is that I go into it expecting to have some aspect of me change. The last thing I want to do is become a static person, and I think a lot of people are afraid of changing, as I was once one of those people that was afraid to change as a person. But now I'm someone that wishes to change all the time, hoping that I just become a better person. And that's the biggest thing that Vinland Saga has done to me. And honestly, biggest thing that any medium has done for me. And obviously not every story is going to make you think and change how you are as a person, but I think that there are a ton of them out there that make you question just a little aspect of the world that you find yourself in. And it makes you wonder about how you can change what you do to make that place a better place for everyone else that resides in it alongside yourself. I personally wouldn't consider myself to be a narcissistic person, but I would consider aspects of me to be selfish, or maybe even a little egotistical. And I used to think and view this as like a bad thing, a thing that I should shun away and not show to anyone. But after watching Blue Lock and realizing that you shouldn't just lock it away, you should harness that energy, it's changed how I view myself. Now, I say that a lot, but I specifically mean like that part of me, that aspect of me changes specifically because of that medium. There's so many shows and so much media that we watch daily, even YouTube videos. There's slop that we watch. And you might not realize it, but that stuff that you watch does change how you think and how you act. I mean, even earlier in the video, I brought up Lizzo. that, and I just blatantly showed you that I watch Queso a lot, and that community and that whole thing has changed how I think about jokes and stuff like that and that nature. So I implore you to become more self-aware about how the media that you consume changes you, because I mean, I find it interesting to at least know how I'm being affected. And you might not feel the exact same way, but going into something with the mindset of, I want this to change something about me, will make that piece of media oh so much more impactful. I guess that much more. I don't know, I'm very loosey-goosey when it comes to remembering phrases and stuff. And the reason why I didn't really talk about video games that much in this video is because I talked about it in last video and how Elden Ring, you know, kind of changed how I think about, you know, the mindset of giving up. That very much applies here. I just already used it. I didn't want to retread that land. Regardless, I hope this video, you know, made you think about how media affects you and what it has been doing to you. And I would love to hear about your experiences with media and how it's affected you in the comments. We're a very small community, and because of that, I'm fortunate enough to be able to interact with and read all of the comments you guys make. And if you'd ever want my advice or want me to talk about anything in general, just leave it there and I'll definitely use it in another video. Half the time, I'm struggling to come up with topics for these videos, and a lot of the time I actually spend at work is spent just brainstorming what to do for the next video. That's why some weeks there just won't be a video, because I just couldn't think of a topic. And then this week, or last week, was just one of those weeks, unfortunately, because I came up with this topic earlier this week, and I was also grinding for the magma camo, so I didn't really have a lot of time. But I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys hopefully in the next week. You know, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. I have no idea what the next video topic is on, but I promise you it'll be another thought-provoking one like this one.